Alrighty, here we are with part 4. I do want to start this off with a little preface here about the acquirement of a lot of my Illinois, Kentucky fluorite pieces, since these are so highly desired in the collecting world. All, if not most of these places are inaccessible to the public. I have been given lucky opportunities through my university, as well as my time working at the Illinois Geological Survey. So don't expect me to reveal any of these locations, even if there are some that are accessible to the public, like on national forest land and so forth. I'm still not going to tell where exactly they are, just because we don't want people crowding around them. And some of these, like these fossils in this bucket here that I haven't sorted out, are highly scientifically important, and we don't want people ruining that either. But we'll get started. Here we got bunch of fluorite, phenomenal stuff. Relatively cave and rock area, that's about as close as I'll tell you. Both sides of the river. We got some nice shapes. Get some nice stuff in the sun, or light, I don't know why I said sun. You can see the zoning in there. Deep violet. Nice coloring there. This one's pretty cool. Deep purple. Even some blue back here. Light blue. Almost looks like an ice cube, to be honest, but it's pretty cool. We even got some malachite and azurite, which is pretty rare for the region, but it's a secondary mineral. I showed off this phantom a long time ago. It's pretty cool. You can really see some nice etchings on fluorite pieces like this. These are all from the same locality, by the way. That's why I'm showing off these specifically. The same exact mine. But yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Over here is a different mine we went to. This spot had a lot of blue, crazy blues. Some of the richest blues I've ever seen in fluorite, to be honest. Pretty spectacular stuff. The piece I showed off in a short while ago came from here. But there's definitely a lot more where that came from. Another fantastic cube there. A lot of these have some pretty nice zoning. Nice little cluster here. Let's see, let me get a good one with some good zoning. Here we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Blue outside, purple center. Oh yeah. Coming down here is stuff from a different mine that I went to. Even got some celestite here. Not your typical celestite from Madagascar that's all blue and gemmy, but these forms these nice white fans. It's pretty cool. Celestite is a strontium carbonate. Got a few of them here. More fluorite with this one has some barite inclusions. You can see them blading up in there. There's also some really nice sphalerite here, which is a zinc sulfide. That's what these kind of reddish brown crystals are. There's some barite and celestite right there. Some nice fluorite from this lookout, from this specific mine. All different colors, as you can see. Here's some really nice strontianite. Coating some purple fluorite. Those little white crystals there is the strontianite. More strontium mineralization. Here's a really rare one called perulstonite and ulstonite. They're both pretty rare barium carbonates that can form here in very specific circumstances. Got another small piece of it here, but the other one's better. Yeah, just tons of fluorite. Definitely lucky to be accessing these. Here's a nice sphalerite chunk with barite crystals on top. Over here you got some nice fluorite and sphalerite mineralization all together. Some nice rubyjack sphalerite. It's what the red version of sphalerite is called. Blackjack is the black variety. Doesn't really matter which, they're both the same zinc mineralization, but here's a really pretty one. Wait, no, this isn't the right, this wasn't the one I thought it was. Here it is. You got some strontiumite or celestite crystallization in there with a beautiful little fluorite cube. And coming down here is more fluorite, just tons of it that I've picked up along my many trips. And here's a bunch of unsorted stuff, but as you can see, it's going to be more or less the same. Here's a nice yellow piece of fluorite. Nice blue chunk here. I need to go through this. It's pretty horribly sorted, not gonna lie, but the main thing that's taking me so long is a lot of this is stuff I want to break open and see what I can produce from the inside. But there's also pieces like these with another rare barium mineral called bentonite. It's a barium calcium magnesium carbonate. It's actually a type locality here along with that pearlstonite I showed earlier. A piece over here actually of witherite and barytocalcite, which is a barium rich variety of calcite. Witherite's another barium carbonate. Pretty fine needles. This is one I busted open out of one of those ones down there, like I mentioned. Pretty phenomenal stuff. Coming over to this shelf, it's really just more of the same stuff. Got some nice calcite crystals on that one with the fluorite. Coming over here is more bentonite and witherite. Pretty fun stuff. Even some smithsonite over here. Brown smithsonite. It's kind of ugly looking, but huge calcite chunk. Just more fluorite. A lot of this is sphalerite. Blackjack sphalerite down here. Even some galena. And then down here, stuff from one of my more recent projects. So we found a deposit of Pennsylvanian plant fossils that were used to identify a new formation, actually. Up in the Muscatine region, Muscatine, Iowa, is what it's named after, but I'm not going to tell you any more specific than that because these plant fossils are going to be very scientifically important to further study, but they're also phenomenal. The reason I can own some of these is because they have already been thoroughly checked, so these pieces are not scientifically important, so I was allowed to take these home because these species of plants are very well documented already. But there were many pieces that I very much gladly donated to our collections for further study that did have some unknown species on them. I absolutely love these things. This was a crazy find that we discovered up there while we were doing work. And a big piece of lepidid. I can never say this one right. Lepidodendron, which was a type of tree. Yeah, here it is. It's phenomenal. There's another nice little fern there. Set of ferns. God, just re-looking through some of this stuff after we already discovered it is still just blowing my mind. It's just, wow. Some sulfide mineralization, actually. Here, from also the same project. It's a mineral called bautriogen. It's a magnesium iron sulfate. It's effervescing out of a Pennsylvanian sandstone, along with a lot of other neat minerals like gypsum, some other minerals that I can't think of off the top of my head, but they're all very similar, just a bunch of iron, magnesium sulfates, and sulfides. Let's see, what else is really cool from this part of the deposit, from these studies. Nice sphalerite nodule, which means there's potential sulfide mineralization down there. So we can get more Mississippi Valley type mineralization, which is another pretty cool discovery. Let's see, I'm trying to find another piece. very specific piece that's also really cool. That's not it, but it is still cool. Nice fowlerite nugget in there. Where is this pyrite piece? Some of those nice sulfate crystals in there. They're spectacular under the scope, but here we go. So this is a really cool one. These were root traces, so plant root fossils that got completely replaced with a bunch of pyrite. These are fun to keep and look for. But yeah, those are some of my current projects that I'm doing with the Illinois survey. They're pretty cool. These are also related up here. I used to do karate, so there's that. But these are cone and cone structures, a sedimentary structure formed, I believe, by pressure. I don't know if there's been any new research on them, but my last research showed that they were pressure formed. Get it to focus. There we go. We can see the nice little cones there. It's the same on the top and the bottom. Most of these cone and cone structures tend to do that. But they're very cool. Some sort of carbonate material that gets kind of like squished and then forms these little cones. They're pretty fun. You can really see the V's in there. Coming down here, we got some huge chunks of jasper I found in Illinois. This is also a newer formation that we're working on labeling. I'm not too involved in this project, but I was there a few times helping out map. Well, that project I am heavily involved in, but this one was just kind of there assisting. Some more fossils I found during my schooling. We actually took a trip to Nashville, Tennessee. Got this nice big piece of tabulate coral. Some brachiopods. These come from up north. Got a nice cephalopod in there. You can even see its siphuncle still sticking out. This was a big trilobite head, kind of broken. Part of one there. Some more brachs. Coming down here, just more local fossils. We got a asteroidea, some sort of asteroidea species, kind of like starfish, but not. Nice Archimedes, trilobite chunks, some nice blastoids from the Mississippi and stuff around here. These are pretty cool. They're related to crinoids, but a bit different. I've collected quite a bit of these. I am quite fond of them. A small little nautiloid here that I found up here. These are pretty uncommon. More blastoids. It's just various crinoid stems and stuff. This is a really cool trilobite species because it has compound eyes. You can actually see them right there. Really cool. I don't remember the name of the species, but I do know it's Devonian in age. Nice little head of it with an eye attached. You can really see the detail in the eyes. Spectacular. And just tons of fossils. More various fossils. There's some more of those trilobites with the eyes in there on those ones, but I need to prep them out properly. And finishing off, just more stuff from my travels and time at the survey. The calcite chunks, these actually glow a nice pink color under UV. I don't know what that's about, because these are just sedimentary deposited calcite, so it's pretty common. Just much more of it. A bunch of sedimentary deposited pyrite and dolomite. Nice pink dolomite. Rosy color pyrite. Bunch of malachite from Missouri, which is not often something you'd expect, but here it is. Found this on a field trip. I do like this malachite coating the calcite here. There's even a little tiny bit of azurite, but not too much. It's mostly malachite and chrysocolla. Over here we got some cool iron formations. We call this a pencil ore because it's just iron oxides that form these kind of like stalactite structures. They're pretty neat. Coming down here is a bunch of sulfides, just a bunch of pyrite. I've showed some of this off before, some sphalerite even as well, galena. Bunch of more druzy quartz from Missouri. Beautiful, sparkly stuff that you'd expect from Missouri. Even these nice marcasite pseudomorphs. These were once marcasite, but they've reformed into goethite. Pretty great pseudomorphing here. I love these pieces. These were all found in on a train cut, a railroad cut actually, that drove straight through an MBT deposit. More druzy quartz, some nice dogtooth calcites in there. More quartz and calcites, really nice barite chunk. I'm not going to pick that up. This thing is absolutely heavy, but yeah, that's going to do it. So everything in these previous 4 parts I have found myself, which is pretty crazy to think about. I started when I was, I don't know, 10 or 12, 10, somewhere around there, and still going. I don't plan on stopping. And yeah, that's everything I found. Part 5 coming soon, where I'll get into stuff I have purchased or been gifted. That's what this entire shelf is. As you can see, it's quite crazy and packed. And yeah, stuff from all over the world here. That'll be part 5. See you then.